So there we go. We'll get the right. So we're here to talk about the lead magnet strategy. So the lead magnet strategy is for people that have done lead magnets before, have tried it, have had some success, and are probably thinking, well, what gives? I'm seeing people's lead magnets go viral all the time, but my lead magnets aren't going viral. What am I doing wrong? So you probably had that scenario, or maybe another scenario is you're getting lead magnets. Your lead magnets are going viral. I mean, not viral, but it's getting traction, but it's not getting as viral as you'd like it to be. Then that's the other scenario here. So it's like, well, what do I do? Like, how can I make them go more viral? Like, what am I doing wrong, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what we're here to talk about, okay? So let me close this. Okay. So this is the strategy that I consistently do all the time. And this strategy works, as you've seen. You've probably all seen me on LinkedIn. You've probably seen my stuff on LinkedIn pop off, which is great. And it's because I'm doing this exact strategy. So the strategy is quite simple. It's a three-pronged approach. Is you look at you're making lead magnets that address your total addressable market. And then there's a next category, which is your serviceable attainable market. So we all know what a SAM is, right? Which is a bit smaller than the TAM. It's like, we have the TAM, which is the big circle. The SAM is a smaller portion of this. And then you have the SOM. The SOM which is basically your ICP, is your ideal customer profile. These are the people that you really want to convert. So this is the mistake that I see happen over and over and over again. People make a lead magnet, they make it for their SOM, which is highly, highly specific. And then they wonder why nobody's engaging. Well, it's because you just excluded almost everybody from the market. So that's why. So we're going to go into the strategy for it. So well then John, well, how do I do the TAM and how do I, funnel them down into the SAM and then into the SOM? That's exactly what we're going to go over right now. So what is the TAM and how should you use the TAM in your strategy? You need the big banging lead magnets about something, like about a prompt that just came out, a prompt that's on ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, that appeals to everybody. Why? Because think of the fishing analogy. So if you're a fisherman and you're trying to catch a few fish out, there's thousands of fish in the sea, but there's maybe just a few types of fish that you want to get. It's a wide open ocean. They're swimming around everywhere. What are you going to do? You're going to go down underwater and like literally try to find that fish yourself, like in a scuba suit or something? No, you're going to cast a really wide net. You're going to cast a massive net into that ocean. You're going to capture all of those fish. And I mean all of them. And then you're going to, once the fish are in your net and you got them in the boat, then you're going to filter out, the fish that you don't want, the fish that you maybe want, and then the fish that you definitely want, your ICP. In this process, so this applies to LinkedIn and social media in general. When you cast a wide net, when you make a TAM lead magnet, when you target everybody, it grows your entire audience. You get people that you don't want, you sort of want, that could transition to a client, a customer. Then you get the people that you definitely want. But if you never casted that wide net, the amount of resources that you would have had to spend in like advertising or cold email or whatever, just to go after those few people. It's like it would have been so expensive. It would have almost never happened, or it just would have been too expensive because you're not a Fortune 500 company. You can't afford to, do that. So, and also like when it comes to just doing like a Psalm lead magnet, like that small little, just targeting them, like casting a little net out there into the sea, like these fish are everywhere. You're not going to get them because they're just all over the place. So that's why you got to do the TAM. So you start with the TAM, you make a big lead magnet, something that's trending, something that says like, I don't know, for example, your Opus 4.6 just came up. This God prompt will increase your productivity. This is the wide net. You cast out that wide net onto the LinkedIn system. It appears in a bunch of feeds. A lot of people are attracted to it. It gets engagement. It goes viral. Awesome. How does that look on a LinkedIn profile, for example? Let's pull up mine here. Let's take a look at my recent post here. Scroll down. It would be something like this. Here we go. We got the God prompt here. This is a prompt that appeals to everybody. This is the God prompt for creating social media. I tested it with blah, 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 and got a 22-page document. Great. 2,417 comments, 70,000 impressions. That's the wide net. That's what it looks like there. Okay, well then what's the next step? So the next step is the SAM. The SAM is like, okay, we're casting a wide net, a little less wide, and we're kind of bridging two industries together. Whatever your industry is, let's say your industry is finance. because that's the example here. So how do we bridge like finance and how do we bridge like whatever's trending together? This is what it looks like here. For example, Gemini 3 Pro just analyzed 1,000 stocks and found the top underperforming stocks. Perfect, because Gemini 3 Pro is trending and stocks has to do with finance. Perfect. That's bridging the two worlds together. That's an example of a SAM lead magnet. These also can go super viral. It can attract a lot of people. It can attract a mean amount of people, but it's going to attract a lot more than what an ICP slash SOM lead magnet. This is an example of an ICP. It's not for likes, for revenue. It's a specific pain, specific language, etc. It only appeals to that small group of people. But now that you've built an audience from doing the TAM, from doing the big one, and from doing the SAMs, which is also big. You're also going to attract a lot of people. Now that you have those people following you, now that like think about the fish and see the fish are now following you, or you know where to find them. For example, now you can cast that really specific net, the rifle approach, as it says here. And then it would be something like this. So if you're in, I don't know, if you're going after accredited investors, then it would be a playbook or a guide, something that relates just to accredited investors. So it'd be this, the passive income playbook for accredited investors. That's highly specific. How many people here are accredited investors? Well, hopefully all of us, because that means we're rich, right? Because to be an accredited investor, you have to have like 1 million cash on hand to be that. So hopefully we all are, right? But so like that's what I'm saying. Like this is a highly specific lead magnet. So this is it. This is the funnel. You run all three. You don't do them in order. Maybe sometime you have to spend a lot of time on the TAM and the SAM lead magnets for building the crowd, qualifying the interest. And then once you've built up your profile over time, then you can start doing the SAM ones. So for example, let me show you a SAM one. This is a SAM one for me. This is why you're all here. As you can see, it didn't get that many views. It got like, I don't know, 7,000 impressions, but it got you guys here, right? You're here, you're in the webinar, you're here talking to me because you resonate with this, right? This is an example of a ICP slash SOM, which is for me. And it could be for you too. So creating the killer lead magnet. So what goes into creating the killer lead magnet? It needs to be outcome driven. Like people need to know exactly what they're getting in the hook. If they don't know what they're getting in the hook, if you don't deliver like that immediate value right off the bat, if you're not specific, you're not delivering that immediate value, then why are they going to click on your lead magnet? There's thousands of people that are all competing for that precious resource. That precious resource is the feed, right? So they're all competing for their posts to be featured in the feed so they can get that organic material here. That's what they're all competing. They're all competing for this, right? We're all here. We're all competing. That sucks. But yeah, like see this one's doing it well. Like see, we're all competing for this. So you need a really punchy hook or else people aren't just going to keep reading, right? They're going to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and go for something else. And that's going to be it. Okay. Distribution tactics that drive ROI. Obviously, the lead magnets work. Commenting the keywords in the posts, high engagement. People love this stuff. I don't know why paid ads is here. Same by level. Ignore paid ads. That shouldn't be there. I don't know why. AI created this and AI threw in paid ads, but you're going to want to basically give out some type of document that's shareable. When you bring them into your lead magnet funnel, you're going to need to capture the leads somehow, right? So you can do it two ways. I mean, you can pull them in on LeadPanther, which looks like this. Once they're all in on LeadPanther here, then basically they're all in your feed. As you can see here, I got like 33,000 of you guys in here, which is awesome. Then I can pretty much run I can create a list and I can export the list, like put them in my CRM and I can fire off like emails to all of you guys. Because I can basically from this list, I can run a function that gets emails for everybody. So that's one method, which works. Another method is when you reply to everybody. So if we go here into the lead magnets, and I'm replying to everybody and I'm sending everybody like a comment and I'm letting them know like this is where you get the thing. To get the thing, you got to go to this website. You got to go to somewhere to get it, right? So for example, in this case here, you want the guide which teaches you how to set up the sales book here. Great. Here it is, but You got to put in an email to get it. So that's the other way to do it, right? Not a lot of people like this, put in an email, but it works, right? It works. Like this is how so many people are doing this. And then once it gets into your email funnel, so I have this hosted on a Beehive, but it could be a Go High Level, it could be a Gumroad, it could be anything where you capture that email. But that's how you do it. So that's the other method there. And then after that, you do your typical email nurturing. So of course you have your email nurturing process, and then they convert to clients, right? While going through you put them into a drip sequence, a drip flow, so on and so forth. Cool. Metrics that matter. Yeah, this is all standard stuff here. Opt-in rate, lead quality score, etc. Don't judge the TAM by SQL conversion. Your goal is to get leads, right? That's why you're here. And that's it, guys. Like, that's basically the strategy here. This is the strategy that works. This is the strategy that results in consistently going viral. You need to, if you're going viral, then obviously you need to have a tool to capture all the leads. Because if you're not capturing all the leads, then you're just leaving money on the table, right? Especially when they go viral. They're not going to go all viral. Like that's just why they go viral and some don't. I don't know. That's, even I'm the guy that knows this, and even I don't know this. Like it's like I've put out posts where like, it's gonna go viral, and it went viral. And then I put out posts where it checked all the boxes, never went viral. So it just has to do with the market, but you never stop. You just constantly keep going and going, just keep pumping them out. That's the only way. That's the only once you stop and you give up, then the algorithm will never won't basically show your post in somebody's feed again until you prove yourself. You have to prove yourself. And by prove yourself, I mean you have to be posting consistently for at least 2 weeks, like almost daily for at least 2 weeks. Then the algorithm will trust, okay, this guy, this Ellie guy, or this Michael guy here. I'll answer your question, Michael, in a second. But this Michael guy here, he's now been posting for 2 weeks. We'll give him a chance. We're gonna put his post in the feed now. That's what we're going to do because he's been consistent with the posts. So now we'll give him a chance. We'll put his post in the feed. We'll test it out. We'll see if it gets any bites. If it does, then we'll keep showing his post to more and more people. Okay, Michael, question.
Yeah, thanks, John. Um, so I want to ask two questions. One is about the magnets. Um, I've learned that you don't always have to keep recreating new lead magnets, but you can leverage the same one in different ways, right? Different types of posts, different types of messaging, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
correct? That's my first question. And then second, I noticed in all of your posts, you have very um, um, marketing or captive topics or subjects, right? Your subjects are truly the hook to start.
yeah,
Is that
exactly.
intentional?
Of course, of course. If it wasn't, if I wasn't doing a subject or a topic that's trending, then people wouldn't click, right? People are clicking on the thing because I'm piggybacking off of a trend, whatever the trend is,
Uh,
and therefore people are interested in that trend. If I'm inventing a trend or I'm talking about a problem that doesn't resonate with anybody else, it's not a trending problem, then people aren't going to care. It's as simple as that. So if you're looking to grow, like the fastest way to grow is if you want ideas, the best way to get ideas is you look at your feed. You see what other people are posting. Like this guy here, he's been doing well lately. Claude is insane for getting inbound lead. He's just basically just reposting. He made this exact hook yesterday. So this is an example of this guy. He's quite literally this guy. He reposts the same stuff over and over again. Like the only thing he really changes, um, like pretty much the only thing he really changes with his lead magnets is the picture and sometimes some stuff in here and maybe some words up here and maybe he changed the hook. But I guarantee that if you get this thing, then it's going to be like the same document that he just keeps resharing over and over again. It's most likely going to be the case because that's what so many people do. A lot of people just give you the same document over and over and over again. So that was your second question. So to answer your second question, yeah, like there are people out there that are constantly just rehashing the same lead magnet over and over again. The thing that changes maybe is the hook, some content
Uh,
here in the body, and then the image changes, and that's it.
okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, cool, guys. Well, I guess since we're all here, we're still on the call. Happy to give you a demo of the system that I'm using for capturing them all. It's called LeadPanther here. And as you can see, these are all of my lead magnet activities. And I can see over the last like 7 days, which one's trending. 30 days, guide did really well, 3,700 leads captured. Opus, 3,000 all time. Infinite, my best one, 6,000. It's crazy. 6,000 all captured into this system. And the best practice for setting this up is you get a webhook, and in the webhook, you basically have it so that it's always whenever people are interested in this, there's always going to be people that are interested in your services, right? When you're sending out thousands of messages per day, you know, it's hard to cut through the noise, right? If people are replying, so a lot of people are going to reply thanks, and some people are going to reply like, hey, I'm interested. And when the people reply with they're interested, you can get a Slack notification, or if you go into here into messaging, it will only the interested people will basically show into the messaging part here, as you can see here, stuff like this. And if you get the webhook, then even better, because on the webhook, it means you get notified instantly that you got the lead right away. And with the webhook, you can send that into your CRM, or you can send that into your OpenClaw bot. Like, for example, here's my OpenClaw bot. So whenever people, if you guys, you can test this right now, send me a message being like, hey, John, I'm interested in your stuff. And my OpenClaw bot will basically put you into my OpenClaw CRM and fire off a bunch of emails to you guys, all completely automated. So yeah, we just set up this OpenClaw bot, and it's pretty incredible. As you can see here, it's just yeah, qualifying the leads automatically for me. Look at that, we got deal one over here. Awesome. Demo scheduled, email sent out. Yeah, where are we at? So guys, I'll open up the questions. You guys all
So,
jumped
John,
on.
you mentioned that posting daily is a way to start to train the algorithm um, about who you are as a social media presence. But historically, in all the reading that I've done and studying I've done around social media and posting, there's a point where you become oversaturated. So do you post daily or do you post, every, like 2 or 3 times a week now that the algorithm understands who you are and the quality of your post?
You don't need to post daily. I see a lot of marketing gurus out there saying that you have to post daily. You don't have
Yeah,
to. Um, that's just a lie. And I see a lot of people talking about how there's like limits on LinkedIn that don't exist. Also a lie. Like for example, they say you can only send out like 100 messages per week. That's 100% a lie. You can only send out 150 connection requests per week on Sales Navigator, but if when people are sending connection requests to you, that's unlimited. You can get unlimited connection requests. If people are connected with you, you can send unlimited messages to them. The only throttle here, the only red herring or thing that you have to like basically watch out for is how fast you respond and reply to everything. That's the only thing here. I'll get into a second, but I'll show you my posting calendar here. And as you can see, we got a lot of days here where I don't post. And
I see.
it doesn't matter. Like you don't need to post daily. I'll go a few days without posting, and then it's because I'm busy and I have other stuff going on. And then I'll post. And we'll do well, right? Like for example, this is Claw, something about Claw. Oh, this is about Open Claw. Yeah, this one did. So you can see, I went like 2 days without posting. Then I did. I think it's Opus. I did Opus, and the Opus one did. It did really well. If we go to like the 30-day here, yeah. See, Opus got 3,000. See, so here's proof. So I didn't post for 2 days. On the third day, I did post, and Opus went viral. So It's just how it is, you know. But because I have a history of posting, I can do this. I can take a few days off and not post because I have that history of posting.
I see.
If I didn't have that history of posting, different story, right?
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're starting, like, yeah, post daily, man. I mean, you don't need to do a lead magnet every single day because lead magnets are a lot of work to do. So when you go into here and you post, like you can do the different themes here, as you can see. So if you're doing the TAMs, these are the three categories we talked about. And if you're doing non-lead magnets, then do something like a testimonial. Testimonials are very well your story. People like to know a bit about you before, they pledge any, because there could be a lot of people that are just following you and they don't really know like who is this guy, like what's this guy like, or this girl like, or this person like, for example. So they want to, it's good to do my stories because it shows the personal side of you. You've probably seen a lot of people that you follow do that too, right? Behind the scenes is also good because it just shows more of you. And the more people know of you, the more that they trust you, the more they're willing to buy from you. And then random thoughts is it can be anything, but of course it's to drive engagement. And it's usually like thought leadership, something along those lines. So starting off with posts that are like thought leadership, like random thoughts, is like the way to go. Like it's a combination of testimonials, client results, and random thoughts is what I would start with. Then once you have some traction, then you can start doing like the my stories and behind the scenes. But as you're doing all this stuff, you want to trickle in the lead magnets too. So like an ideal 1 week calendar would be like I would do like three lead magnets or two or three lead magnets a week. So if you're doing two, you would do like Tuesdays and Fridays or Mondays and Thursdays, something like that. You space them out. And then, if you're doing three, it could be Sunday, Tuesdays, or Fridays, for example. You can post on weekends, by the way. The LinkedIn has changed. It used to be like not too long ago, it was just a professional networking app. Now it's a professional networking app plus a social media app. Like people are using it like they would use it like X or Facebook or whatever. They're just using it for general posting about general stuff that's not related to business or what have you. And because it's changed, more people are on the platform and they're basically using it that way as well. So so that's why people are on it on Saturdays and Sundays. Like just regular people that are just bored and they're tired of Instagram and now they're on LinkedIn. So you can post on Sundays and Saturdays as well. Lots of people are doing it now. And on those days that you're not doing the lead magnets, that's when you want to fill in the blank with a non-lead magnet post, right? Like I think this one, oh, that one ended up being a lead magnet one. This one was a client testimonial one here. Yeah. So yeah, I think I was talking about the automations a little bit. The key thing to automate to when you're sending out the replies is to do it slowly and randomly. And so it depends, and you have to do a warm down period as well. When you do a warm down period, even better, because it shows that you're human. If you're always replying to posts or comments or DMs 24/7, but you're doing it slowly and randomly, well, then LinkedIn's going to be like, well, how is Michael like on LinkedIn for 24 hours straight? That's what LinkedIn will think. And so the LinkedIn automation flags will go off and be like, that's an automation. Humans can't be on the platform for 24 hours straight. They're not machines. Humans aren't machines. That has to be a machine, right? So that's why on this platform here, we have a utilization period based on your operating hours that you set. So I have it set to like the maximum for me, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. daily. And based on that, this is the estimated outbound capacity I can do about 1,000 per day. And I've done this before. If I go to the dashboard here, I'll show you. If you go to the 90 days here, see, the most that I've done is, yeah, 1,200. And when it says leads found, that means that all these people got a comment response. So in that one day on February 6th, 1,276 comments were sent by me or replied to by me. And then of those, I sent 353 DMs in that one day. And so that's the maximum I've ever done, to be honest. That's like the most volume I've ever done in one day. Crazy. Nobody's doing volume like that. I can guarantee it. If they are doing volume like that, it's humans that are doing it. But of course, I'm not lifting a finger here. This is all completely automated. So not lifting a single finger here. And this is the connection request I've accepted. The platform also auto accepts that. I've maxed out my connection requests. I don't know if you guys know, but LinkedIn has a 30,000 limit still. So once you hit that 30,000 limit, like that's it. You can't go anymore. You can get more followers, but you can't get more connections. And when you don't have those connections, it means you can't DM them. So the only way you can DM people is if you're connected with them, you send them an in-mail or like an open mail, something like that. So that's the only way. So yeah, here's the proof in the pudding, guys. I had this down period here because of a system glitch, but other than that, as you can see, this thing's been roaring. Like for this, I had this period here where I had a bunch of viral lead magnets, which, awesome, like super viral, which is awesome. But this is the proof. This is how you basically maximize sending out the comment replies and DM sent without getting banned. Like this is the proof here. So
Dude, this is a great demo. Thanks from I guess I'll be a real human for a minute, but maybe
hey human,
I'll be a
nice to
blurry
see you.
human. Yeah, dude, this is great. As someone who also, builds things, it's cool to see someone actually just get on a webinar and demo their own thing, and also great content leading up to it. It was great to go through the different layers of content and how you think about it. So, just appreciate the walkthrough. I don't no real questions. I mean, just good to actually see what it looks like inside and kind of how
Yeah,
you've thought about it.
yeah, I appreciate you. I mean, getting viral is the hard part, right? The next hard part is like, well, what's next, right? Like I've just went viral. I have posts that are blowing up. What do I do next, right? And the worst thing that you can do is leave the money on the table. That's the worst thing that you can do. And this guy, love this dude, but I'm gonna pick on Jesse here because his lead magnets have been crushing it lately. As you can see, he's just posting. This guy's just posting so much, man. But he's got this one lead magnet that went super viral. And he just, you know what he did? Because he can't capture all of the comments, he just put it in here. Like, look, he just put the lead magnet right in here. He did that because he doesn't have a system that captures all the comments. That can't doing it. So he's doing some manual system. And look, see, people are still responding. See, because the LinkedIn algorithm has changed. That's another tip. Like, this was 4 days ago, and it's still like you see, it's still getting solid engagement. A few people per hour are still commenting on this. And these are high intent people. Like a lot of these people are probably looking to buy. Not all of them, but some of them are. And he hasn't captured them, essentially. They haven't gotten logged into a CRM somewhere. Of course, if we click this, like maybe he has a funnel, maybe you click this and it's probably going to be, yeah, here we go. See, enter a name and an email address. That's what it's going to be, right? So that's his funnel. But a lot of people are going to see that and be like, no way. No way I'm doing that, right? No way. But then,
Yeah.
so then how do you access those people? He's just left a bunch of money on the table, right? So with Lead Panther, they all get captured. All of them get captured. And then you can get emails for all of them. And then you can use Instantly or some cold email tool, right? And you can nurture them that way. But this guy's crushing it, but I mean, he could be crushing it way more. So I don't know why he's leaving money on the table, but that's on him. So he's using a competitor that the competitor out there, they haven't figured out what I've figured out. They don't actually do lead magnets like I do. They don't like the founder doesn't do lead magnets. I do lead magnets. This entire system was built around me and my volume and what I've done. So the proof's in the pudding, man. I use this stuff. I'm not just a guy that just wants to make money. I'm actually solving problems. So I built this entire thing around people who are doing lead magnets, including me. So that's what it's designed for. And leaving money on the table is like leaving money on the table and getting banned are the two biggest problems. So in this,
Yeah. Yeah, it
yeah,
definitely, it closes an important gap. I don't know, how do you feel about RB2B? Have you seen those guys and or used that?
love them, love them. Yeah, I don't use their product just because I don't need it, but I love the dude. What's his name again? Adam Robinson. Adam,
Yeah.
this
So,
guy. Yeah, he's got. Oh, there he was. Robinson.
no, it's all good. I'm curious. So, like
But yeah,
90
he's
plus percent of
awesome.
your traffic is coming just straight from LinkedIn, not even off your website. I mean, they drop into a funnel or a lead magnet maybe on your website or on
Yeah.
Beehive or whatever, but
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do get some organic traffic that's actually coming into my website, surprisingly. There's some competitors out there that are called LeadPanther. It's a totally different thing. Has nothing to do with my LeadPanther. So people are funneling in because of that, surprisingly. Um,
And
I don't know if any of them are converting to customers, but where's my analytics? Yeah, just to have some fun here, I'll show you my analytics. Let's get into it. Just simple Google Analytics. Let's see what's going on here. All right, here we go. See, we have, let's go to reports here. If I go to your queries,
Get pregnant, you know.
yeah, so as you can see, a lot of people are searching Lead Panther, see, on Google, and people are coming in that way. So we are getting traffic coming in through Google still. SEO is still doing its thing, surprisingly. It's
some
still,
people,
yeah,
yeah, some people just fall on Google, right?
you need SEO because look, see here, direct is the most, and then organic search and organic search is that's Google. Organic social is that means I'm on a social post, like a link is on a social post.
Yes.
So that's what that is.
Yeah. I found on
Yeah.
ours, I don't know what you use to host your site, but we moved from Webflow to Cloudflare just so we could have Claude produce our next site and run it that way. But setting up Cloudflare's firewall to block like
Yeah.
India, China, Russia, and a few other geographies cut bot traffic like 90 plus percent and made it way easier to actually get signal from Google Analytics.
Oh, interesting. Well, you must have a lot of traffic because I did the opposite with all my sites. I opened up all the bots. It's like, come on down. Come on in,
Right.
bots, come on in. What I did change was like for example, if you're signing up, yeah, signing up. So if you're signing up here, Cloudflare will pop up and will detect if you're a bot or not. So that will happen here
Yeah.
automatically. Yeah. So I've done that. And honestly, I was hosted on Cloudflare, but kind of garbage to be honest. They had a bug. No, seriously, they have a bug with Stripe. So I get webhooks from Stripe and they have a bug and I
Right.
couldn't fix it. And they just stopped supporting Stripe webhooks. So I had to move to
Wow.
Vercel and it works with Vercel, yeah. So I don't know
Crazy.
why they just lost a customer. And now I'm paying with Vercel because Vercel has much higher prices. But it
Right.
works, whereas Cloudflare didn't work. So, but
That's crazy. Yeah.
I use them for DNS and I use them for
Mhm.
CAPTCHA. So I still use them for that. But I
Right.
was I was deploying there, but I'm not deploying anymore because they
Crazy.
just
Yeah,
start
we
they
haven't
just
had
stopped
that problem.
supporting webhooks. They just stopped supporting webhooks. Well, it depends on where you're doing your webhooks, right? I was doing it there.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Cool,
yeah,
man. Yeah. You're actually just you're running all this yourself. You're just building it, selling it, doing everything.
solopreneur, man, solopreneur. You can get into the
Love it.
website on demo mode and you can use the Ghostwriter here for free. The Ghostwriter is
Okay.
basically it's trained on me and it creates lead magnets. It will learn, you give it your knowledge base. To give it your knowledge base, you give it like well, you have to see here, you have to like, unlock I logged in through single sign-on, so I haven't created an account through single sign-on, but you would basically click this button, you'd give it, your links, and it would read all of your links, read all your websites, and it creates a knowledge base on that. And then you feed in like some content of you, and it creates your voice. And then from there, it will basically just generate documents for you. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I checked
Yeah.
it out before. I didn't actually finish signing up or something. I got too many tabs going and
Cool, man. All right. Well,
yeah, for
any
sure.
more questions? I appreciate your questions, man. It's great.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, John. This is great.
Thanks, everybody.
And then we can just reach out and connect to you on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you have any questions, I will yeah, if you guys want to talk to me about like, have some one-on-one, some strategy sessions, I will do that for free. I'll give you my calendar here. I do offer done for you services, but I am selective with who I bring in. Because it's my time, right? And
Yeah.
I'm focusing more on building than I am for, lead magnets for other people. But I do offer that. And, I'm happy to jump on it because you guys all came on this call. And I'm happy if you want to have a one-on-one with me, we'll see if we can make if there's a fit here. Sure. I just dropped my calendar. Let's see if I dropped it for everyone. Yeah, I did. Okay,
Yep.
there.
Yep. We got it.
Oh, cool. Cool. You'll get a link to this. Well, you get a copy of this recording as well. So I'll send it via email there as well. Cool.
Sorry.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you joining.
All
Have a
right.
great
Man,
day.
have
Thank
a great
you.
day.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.